Yeah, Harri, Hämäläinen, McAfee is the company. And now I got what I wanted. Thank you. How it is working? Which one is up and down? Okay. Sorry about messing this. Yeah, McAfee, formerly known as Intel Security, now back to McAfee. Company has like 25 years background in the security business. Name has changed, logo has changed, but the products has been pretty much the same all the time. Starting from the endpoint, now going all the way to cloud security. But all we do is security, security management, and security analysis. So we are pure security company. And what I mean about keeping business equal in all vectors of the business is that this far it has been unequal. Endpoints traditionally have been held in a very good condition. New cloud security is not always that well managed or analyzed what happens there. So what I talk about in adaptive security architecture is how to adapt security similarly to different technologies, if it's on ground, if it's on cloud, or something between. Product for that is called CASP, Cloud Access Security Broker, which is a shortening about the technology, but I will come back to that later. So let's start from the basic picture. Why do we need, again, new security and security management tools in the system? It's because it's complex, and it's increasingly complex all the time. Every time some vendor fixes something, somebody comes and messes it, or finds out some new ways to attack and mess your system. And it's increasing a lot. Every day we have a double job compared to earlier one. The bad guys have found out a good business and they will keep their business. We have found out a good way to protect them, but we have a constant competition who is first fixing the problems. And then of course who is the first is always an issue. And unfortunately, usually always, the bad guys are the first ones. Now it's time, or it's about time, how fast we can fix the problem. Are we talking about milliseconds, or are we talking about months? And this is the time window we need to narrow as short as possible. Not to fix the problem, but find the problem and then to fix the problem. And fixing can happen very fast, but finding the problem, that is the difficult. And for that, we need to have the analysis tools. And of course, resources. It's technology driven, but technology needs people to manage it and do the real work. And resources are difficult to find. Everybody who has tried to hire technical guy in security knows that they are not coming in crowds. It's difficult, they are expensive, and they tend to change the job now and then. So we have less resources, we have narrowed time window, and everything must be happened very, very fast and very efficiently. And for that, we need to have technology to help people to make it happen. So is there a silver bullet for fixing this? Am I now coming to tell you that, hey, now we have a wonderful product, it will fix all your problems? Tervetuloa. No, there is no silver bullet for fixing any of these problems. Hard work, a lot of technology, and clever people, that's what is needed. And how to do is to cooperate. McAfee is a big company, long tradition in the security market, but we have found out that we are not alone here. We need to have even our competitors as friends, because there is no pure McAfee environment. Not even McAfee itself has everything McAfee. Some customers have only one product, some maybe 10 products. But we also need to cooperate with other guys like Cisco, Juniper, Checkpoint, you name it, whoever. And how to do this is easier for McAfee than some other vendors, because we used to be part of the Intel. And Intel gave us possibility to talk with companies which for pure security vendor would have been impossible. And now we are picking up the fruits from that cooperation, and we have tools for that. So let's think about a person. Normal people usually have a nervous system which can feel different things. Heat, bad taste, so on. And the brain makes the decision, is this really something I need to be worried about, or is it something nice? But that's inside of one person. Let's think as IT system. IT system senses something is coming in, that's not our friend, let's react somehow. And it needs a brain for that. So the nerve system talks to brain, IT system talks to server, but it's only inside of the system. Like people, if you are alone, you need to believe what you see and feel and taste. But a clever system and clever people ask for somebody, is that food poison? Okay, he is dead, it's probably poison, let's not touch it. But if you are just alone in your IT environment, you don't know about the rest of the world. All the companies around you have been poisoned or infected, but you don't listen what they are doing, and you need to feel every time the pain yourself. To make this cooperation to happen, we need to have a common language, which means we know how to talk Cisco, we know how to talk Checkpoint, and hundreds of other vendors. There's no way to build up connections to each and every one separately. What is our solution for that? It's called language data exchange layer. That is the commonly known name for common language to talk with people or systems you know and systems which will come in the future. How to make that? Okay, we took an industry standard market language and built our system on top of that. Okay, it's nothing new. This has been done for ages via programming interfaces. Problem with the programming interfaces is that you build up a chain between different vendors, different systems. If somebody or when somebody changes something, the signal doesn't go from a corner to corner. And it's all about configuration. We have the APIs, and then somebody needs to go and configure it. And each of these APIs is from a different user interface or different system. And the guy who does it needs to learn the configuration, how to do it. What we do with the data exchange layer is that we have the common language and everybody is talking with everybody. So this is like mobile telephone network. If the base station is down, you talk with the next base station, even if the base station is a competitor operator. Same here. If McAfee wants to talk with, for example, Forescout, we can do it through the Checkpoint or Cisco. We can even use the Cisco Pix grid in this. So we change the markup language from McAfee language to Cisco language. The main important thing is to get the signal from place to place, very fast and very accurately. It's not like they are talking all the time. It has practically no effect to network performance. It's just small messages, fast messages saying, hey, I have found this. Everybody be careful. And whoever is listening can pick up that information and react based on that. If that device does not need that information, it just ignores it. But it's better to tell to everybody, hey, this food tastes bad, than just going each time, does it taste bad? If somebody likes bad food, go there. If you don't need that information, so what? Data exchange layer just spreads the message. It does no analysis. For analysis, we have the server on top of the threat intelligence exchange grid. And that makes the analysis. It checks what kind of samples there has been, how it has been affected to other ones, and makes a decision where should we spread this information. Is there some device that needs this very rapidly or in different format? But as it is, it's just information wash. But it's very good and very fast in that. And as said, we need to cooperate. We are not alone. We must have connection to more than McAfee world. Of course, each and every McAfee device can talk to this grid or native McAfee. And this is just few of them, or quite many of them. And sorry about all the vendors by having ugly and wrong format logos, but we do have a lot of cooperative vendors in this, even the competitors like Checkpoint or Cisco. What's new in our organization or environment is that we are also heavily going to mobile, because mobile is part of the organization's IT infrastructure. It's like laptop. And now we also look after that. And if your vendor is not in the list, or it's your company's own development, we have the open DXL, which means it's an open API. Whoever can go to GitHub, download the documentation and the samples, and build up your own connector to DXL network. So it's not only for our friends, it's whoever who can do some basic coding or buy basic coding from somewhere. So whatever application device can connect to DXL grid. It's an open standard. Then we talk about cloud. Cloud is a bit different animal. Now I have been talking about traditional network. Servers, workstations, applications. Cloud, okay, it's also servers, but it's somebody else's server. It's applications, somebody else's application. And the way to communicate between the cloud applications, who knows? Only the guy who has done the coding for the application. So cloud is like a wild west of the IT. But still, we need to do business there. Cloud is the new hot topic in any business. And of course, we as a security vendor, we must follow that. Cloud Access Security Broker, CASB, nothing new, again, that has been around for a while. What we did was looking from point of where the data is, how companies are using the data, instead of just going there and starting to fix everything. So if you can agree with this, that most of the data is anyway in Office 365. Amazon, Google, so on, they are growing all the time, but that's more data repository than some application, like Office 365 or Salesforce. So more than half of the data globally is already in organizations' application. But we don't know how these applications, like how Salesforce talks to Dropbox and from there to Office 365. There's a lot of data, but pretty much open communication between everybody. And of course, the wild vendors with their own cloud disks and cloud applications. So what we did, instead of building our own application or own security platform, we acquired a company called SkyHigh. SkyHigh is in a good corner of the Gartner, and actually starting from next week or a couple of weeks from here, it's no more even called SkyHigh, it will be McAfee branded. It's totally owned by McAfee, but we still use the old brand because it's a good name in the market, and McAfee is not necessarily known in the cloud yet. But this is what we did. Instead of doing something new, we bought something ready-made, and we bought the best one. So why do we need this CASB? Again, you need to have security same on a ground level and on a cloud level. But you cannot use the technologies from the ground to cloud, because it's a different environment. You don't own the environment in the cloud. This has been done many times, and the problem here is that there is so much data already generated in the cloud. It's not that you generate the cloud in a ground level in your Office package, then send it to Dropbox and use it from the Dropbox. No, you use Google Apps, you use Dropbox, Google Disk. Everything happens in the cloud. So you can easily do your daily job, or at least most of us, in a cloud. You don't even need to touch the ground level, the corporate services. And that makes a risk data to fly around in a cloud level. Also, the information between the different cloud services. For example, Google Docs, Dropbox, Salesforce. There's no control for that. So I can easily send classified information from my McAfee laptop to cloud service, and from cloud service to whoever, without following the corporate rules, what to do with the data. Data classification melts down when I go to cloud. So we need to have the security operations also, or security measurements also in a cloud level. And then of course the devices. I have my McAfee laptop, you have your corporate laptops. They are probably connected to the network of your organization. If you go to cloud, you can do whatever with pretty much whatever device, if it's not controlled. So many of us are using iPads, smartphones, laptops, but usually corporates don't follow or put the policies all the way to mobile devices as well. So this is a problematic security in the cloud services. So how is this far done? There has been traditionally, and there still is, two ways to do it. One is proxy. You put proxy server on the corner of your corporate environment, and every bit and traffic and message must go through the proxy. Yeah, it's okay if you have one or two office and very limited services, but it's time consuming. It needs a lot of administration, and proxy is a bit old style of doing. And also if you use proxy, we need to have agent in the mobile devices, which are not connected to the corporate network. And the problem is is that there's three different ways of communicating, or how the data is. Data in rest, data in move, and data in use. 99% of the data all the time is in rest. It's somewhere on a disk. Nobody is using it, it just stays there. And that data is not protected in way using proxy servers. Because the data is in the cloud. Whoever can go there, do changes, steal it, and nobody sees that. And the agent with the API, okay, that can easily check all the three, data in rest and data in move, but not maybe data in use, because we don't have control for the agent devices. So whoever can change the data in his or her device and send it from the corporate to cloud service. And it's not real time. And real time, I mean here, the policies are not deployed in real time. So if from the headquarters somebody finds out that, okay, this Excel is bad, there is some information or it's infected or whatsoever, the information from the headquarter policy to agent happens when the agent next time takes contact the proxy server. And that can take minutes, weeks, months. So that's also a bit difficult because we don't have the deployment of the security policies in time. It happens very slowly. And nowadays, we need to react in seconds. If something goes wrong in a document, if it's infected, we need to react in a milliseconds. And I can come back to that, how do it in a milliseconds. So sky-high idea is that there is nothing in ground, not in devices, not in servers. Everything happens in the cloud, because the data is in the cloud. The applications are in the cloud. The only thing what's in ground are the policies. And for that, we build up so-called ground link coming from the corporate network, spreading the policies down to, up to cloud level. So the cloud knows what are the firewall policies, how to identify people. It has a direct connection to AD or LDAP or whatsoever. So we know the people, we know how they should behave, but we put that information in the cloud, the sky-high cloud. And the sky-high cloud has done a deal with each and every major cloud vendor and application. So sky-high cloud knows the policies, but of course we cannot put your company policies to public cloud. But we can have private cloud, sky-high, asking from the applications that, hey, is this guy using this and that data? And by the way, you should react this way. And is this and that person trying to do something which is against the policy? It happens in real time, because the ground link is on all the time. Not like in a proxy and an agent model, when those two need to make a connection. These are connected all the time. But sometimes just sending the policy is not fast enough. And this is mainly, Lightning Link is for Office 365. Why? It's because Office 365 has very good interfaces for the cloud services. So what happens inside of the Office 365? For example, I convert Excel document to Word document and then to PDF. It loses the digital track of it. But in milliseconds, the Lightning Link says that, hey, is this guy allowed to do this? Can he convert this Excel to Word document? And if he does it, can he then send it via the email? And if I can send it via the email, who are the people I can send it? Are those only in my organization? Are those whoever? Or is it totally restricted, for example, for the legal team? And this happens in real time. So whenever the policy from the headquarters changes, or it sees the delta for what I'm doing and what is the policy, it makes the decision in a cloud already. No need to go to headquarter policy asking, is this okay? Because Sky-High Cloud knows it already. The information is in there. But this was only usable for people who are authenticated by the corporate AD. We of course want all to serve people who are outside of the organization, who are not in AD or do not have like or who are customers, contractors, and only need to use part of the data of the organization. For example, they cannot access the legal data, but they can receive legal information. And that's Sky Gateway, which is kind of a proxy, but it's again a proxy around each and every application in the cloud. Because Sky-High has made a deal with these guys that, okay, your APIs look like this, we have done the interface, and we build up the proxy around your application, not around the whole cloud. So for example, Dropbox or Box, they have their own interfaces, they have the proxy built up around that, and they work like it is inside of the organization's own data center. And this also makes possible to use one platform for everything. There's no need to have anything in every office or different platform for each and every system like Office 365, Novell, so on, because all it's in the cloud. We can use it whatever services from there. It's real time, because the Lightning Link, it really works in a milliseconds. It doesn't ask things all the way to the ground level. It's in there, it's in the cloud already. And it can touch the data in move, data in rest, and data in use, and especially the data in rest. And it works with any device, any internet-capable device, and there's no need to install any application. So it doesn't need to have VPN client or anything like that, because it works with the browser or the native application in the cloud. So whoever with whatever device can get only that information what he or she is allowed to use. So some words about the migration. Why do we need this and it's not same for everything? We have sanctioned applications, which means these are the applications the IT organization has approved to be used. For example, Office 365 and Box, typically used in a corporate environment. But then there is a big bad shadow IT. This means the people who are finding out the nice application from the cloud with the mobile device or laptop or whatsoever and start to use it. Because it's impossible to say you cannot use this application, but you can use that application, because they are just doing HTTPS traffic or connection to the cloud. Or it's possible with Sky-High. And the shadow IT, that is really time-consuming and money-consuming for the organizations. For shadow IT, Sky-High has done idea that they put points to each and every cloud application, and if it's bad, they say that no, you are not allowed to use it. If the pointing is between like 4 to 6, it's kind of okay. They ask from the IT, hey, somebody wants to use this application, is it okay? Or if the pointing is high, they can say, hey, it's safe, it does not do anything which is against this company's or organization's policy, go ahead. So the shadow IT can be automatically managed. And then of course the applications which are made by the organization. They are not known for Sky-High or anybody else, because it's done by your organization and used by your organization. You can then put policy to Sky-High gateway, the cloud gateway. Hey, this is our own application. In other ways, it would be not used or allowed because it's unknown. But hey, we know this and we can use it. So also self-made or not known applications can be put under this policy. And whatever comes in the future. And of course, cloud, it's available from the office, it's available from the home and everything between that. It's available for employees with their policies. They can use everything or most of it. Partners, they can use some part of it. Customers can, for example, download brochures, but not the price lists. And other vendors and contractors and so on. And of course, with any device, no matter if it's managed by the organization or not managed. Of course, then again, the policy is different. If it's unmanaged device, meaning that there is no security applications or parameters in place, you can still allow some access, basic access to corporate information. That's about CASP, Cloud Application Security Broker. Let's see a bit bigger picture. Data is coming inside of this is busy slide, sorry about that. Data is coming from many different vectors, but mainly it comes from the devices and from the cloud. And these both must be managed and controlled from the same point. Even it's totally different vectors, devices are something what the usually organization owns, cloud is something what organization definitely does not own. But now we can have the same security controls and analysis to both, no matter what people are using. And have all different components against the threats. So we separate the device and the cloud under the same security operations, meaning antivirus, authentication, application control, device control, and so on, no matter where the device is, corporate or cloud network. And we have all the parameters in place, depending on what is the usage of this data and the device together. Okay, that's a busy slide. This is a bit simpler to show. You remember this devices, cloud, and operations. Of course, we have product for each and every of those. We don't give any solution without open holes in the idea that if we say that, yeah, we have the controls, McAfee is typically good in the controls, but then you need to buy this and that. Or if you already have something, we can control that and you don't need to replace, for example, your firewalls or IPS boxes. We can use that, but then if you want to have a full security and a full operation, you also need the cloud layer, and now we have that. And of course also the mobile part with the new partners, Zimperium. We can do everything what we do in the laptops and servers also in mobile devices. And that's important because people mainly use mobile devices, or not mainly, but a lot. And then of course the openness. If our offering does not fit what you have in place, you can always start or ask somebody to do from the open DXL. Make the connectors, start to do your own applications or use self-made applications, because we can also control those quite easily. But where are we going? A small hint of roadmap, where McAfee is going. We have a huge portfolio, more than 100 product lines, which also, of course, means overlapping. For example, DLP, quite important, data loss protection. Traditionally, we've been having the endpoint DLP in laptops, sometimes even in servers, but now with the Sky High, there's also cloud DLP. But those are totally different code base. They are not the same products. What we do now, we put those together under same management. So with the McAfee EPO, you can manage the cloud and the devices, DPL, as one. No need to separate those. Web Gateway, Shadow IT. Web Gateway, that's like a proxy saying, okay, this person can use that and that service. Shadow IT in cloud, same thing. Weird application, but the user is authenticated. Let's put these together. So then again, we have the control in device and in cloud. Client proxy, that's part of the endpoint offering, meaning that the proxy is already on a laptop. And then in a cloud, we need to know the context. We put these two together under same management, again, device and cloud, controlled and managed, and so on. So we do a lot of putting things together to keep the idea of not separating business in cloud and business in cloud. And how we do it, McAfee EPO. That is the management platform, the management software, and of course also the reporting software. Free of charge. It's part of the other stuff. If you buy one license, you get the whole management in there and the reporting. Because we see the management and the visibility so important that we don't want to charge about it. We just want to know that security is there and you have tools to do it. Data exchange layer, sort of kind of free of charge. It doesn't cost anything to have this communication bus. Of course, the brain part has a price list, but just to spread the message, free of charge. And global threat intelligence, which means each and every McAfee product talks to cloud service. If McAfee product in China finds attack, it spreads the information around the globe with this global threat intelligence cloud service. Also free of charge. We want to spread the message very fast. So you get a lot without any price tag. Of course, there is a price tag for the application itself, but the services around it are very, very well priced. And that's me. Any questions? You have like 5 seconds. Yeah, any questions or comments? As usual. I'm standing there and my colleagues also come to the booth and we can talk more there. Thank you.